SpaceX's next Starship starts to take shape as Elon Musk talks next steps, Teslarati. Living with face masks, how to stow them, reuse disposables and more, CBC.ca. Blizzard employees are in wage revolt as they anonymously share their pay, GameSpot. Dinosaurs got cancer too, say scientists, Bangkok Post. Source of onions linked to Salmonella outbreak affecting BC identified, BCCDC says, CTV News Vancouver. China launches Mars mission in latest space challenge to US, BNN. Bezos sells $3.1 billion of Amazon shares after wealth jumps, Yahoo Canada Finance. Ottawa announces deals with 2 international companies for COVID-19 vaccines, The Globe and Mail. Greater Victoria real estate sales numbers tell 2 stories for July, Victoria News. BC asks for Ottawa's help accessing critical flight data during COVID-19 CBC.ca